Welcome to the world of algorithms. Today, we are exploring backtracking fundamentals. Specifically, we will understand how to navigate complex decision trees to solve difficult problems efficiently. So, what exactly is backtracking? At its core, it is an algorithmic technique for solving problems incrementally. Think of it as a strategy of trial and error. You try to build a solution one step at a time. If you reach a point where the current path cannot possibly lead to a valid solution, you simply undo the last step or backtrack and try a different option. It is perfect for puzzles where you need to find a specific configuration among many possibilities. The best way to visualize this is with a maze. Imagine you are walking through one, you reach a fork in the road, you decide to turn left, you walk for a while but eventually you hit a dead end. What do? You do not just give up. You walk back to the fork, effectively backtracking, and this time you take the right path. This process of exploring, hitting a wall, and returning to the previous decision point is exactly how the algorithm behaves. In computer science, we visualize these choices using a structure called a decision tree. The root represents where you start. Every branch represents a choice you make. As you go deeper, you are building a potential solution. Some branches lead to failure, represented here in red. When that happens, the algorithm retreats up the tree to the last valid state and tries the next available branch, continuing until it reaches the goal, shown here in green. Every backtracking problem is built on 3 pillars. First, choices. At every step, you must make a decision, like placing a number in a Sudoku cell. Second, constraints. These are the rules that tell you if a choice is allowed, like ensuring no duplicate numbers exist in a row. And third, the goal. This is the condition that tells you when you have successfully solved the problem. When we talk about all the possible configurations of a problem, we call it the state space. For complex problems, this space is massive, growing exponentially with every new choice. Backtracking is essentially performing a depth-first search on this invisible tree. It dives deep into one possibility before moving to the next, systematically searching for the answer. Because the state space can be huge, we need to be smart. We use a technique called pruning. Just like gardening, we cut off branches that we know are dead. If a partial solution violates a constraint early on, we stop exploring that entire branch immediately. We do not waste time going deeper. This simple optimization can turn a program that takes years to run into one that finishes in milliseconds. Here is the general pattern for any backtracking algorithm. It is a recursive function. First, we check the base case. Have we found a solution? If yes, we output it. If not, we loop through all possible next steps. For each step, we check if it is valid. If it is, we make the move. Then comes the recursive leap of faith. We call the function again. Once that call returns, we undo the move. This choose, explore, unchoose pattern is the heartbeat of backtracking. You will see this pattern appear in many classic coding interviews. The Sudoku solver uses it to fill the grid. The N-Queens problem asks you to place queens on a chessboard so they do not attack each other. And it is the standard way to generate permutations or all possible arrangements of a list of items. Mastering backtracking gives you the key to solving all of these. To wrap up, remember that backtracking is essentially brute force, but with a brain. Always try to visualize the decision tree. Memorize the pattern of choose, explore, and unchoose. And never forget to prune your tree to keep your code efficient. With these tools, you are ready to tackle even the most complex recursive problems.
If you like this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Visit codelucky.com for more such useful content.